How's everybody doing out there? YDBT Daily coming at you. That's right, we do YDBT Dailies every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking shit 8 p.m. Tuesdays, and Peasant Chat 9:30 a.m. on Sunday, because I want to have a life and have a Sunday, so I want to get the show over and done. Today, we're going to show you exactly what happens, or how it happens, that a brand starts to basically self-sabotage. I've seen brands lately do what I think is a mistake, is they try to be your friend. See, when I'm looking at a brand, I'm looking at how good your product is. I'm looking at the service. I'm looking how, if you're a person or a product of authority, how you exercise that authority. And when you try to become my friend by posting April Fool's jokes, dumb shit, I go, yeah, it kind of waters down your brand. But Ford, in its infinite wisdom, did something today that was pretty hilarious, and those with very good vision and reading comprehension picked up on it right away. Also, we'll talk about Ford offering, what is it called? Employee pricing to the general public. That's right. And I wonder why all of a sudden Ford started offering a steep discount on almost all of their vehicles, almost as if a tariff had something to do with it. We will talk about that and many more things, but not before Mr. Well, I want to make sure I got the thing right. I want to make sure I got the proper thing right. Yeah, that's right. Before Mr. Bill O'Reilly says hi to the people.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
It does suck, but you know what does not suck? The sponsors of the show. It took me a while to get it going. I'm clicking like a motherfucker out here. PMAS, Nick James, and PMAS, the best cold urn chick on the planet. Nobody else matters. Fuck anybody else. If you buy another cold urn chick, you're gay. That's actually on their shirt. It's their motto. It's their slogan. PMAS, Nick James. DNAPformers, DNAPformers.com. You are also gay if you buy anything from anywhere else but DNAPformers.com. You're gonna buy your injectors, you're gonna buy your fuel systems, which are about 90 weeks out. I don't know what's happening to Ford Innovation, so they gotta fix that shit. But if you spend $1,000, you get an Emery cup, get all your shit there, wheels, tires, you name it, get it at DNAPformers. PartsFarm.com. Use Bart. They got a GT500 complete car ready to go right now, and you can pretty much pick up a whole car with a swap kit, a 5.4 swap kit, trans and everything, for under 20,000 bucks. Fuck. Good luck finding that anywhere else. It's unobtainium. 2 Auto Solution, Rami Zaidan. 2 Auto Solution, Puerto Ricans that work on American cars. If it wasn't for the U.S., they'd be working on Russian vehicles and Yugos and Belak Industries, the best wheel. If you want to let everyone know, you sell drugs, because you know the guys that advertise that they sell drugs. Like, I'm blown away about drug dealers. They advertise, like, look, I'm doing really good. I'm like, bro, you got a fucking G-Wagon in the hood. Like, it's not that difficult to figure it out. Joe Swish, Nick, Rich Prince. I got to give a shout out to Rich Prince, because you guys have done an amazing job of supporting the show by buying every 1320 Didio shirt that he can print. He must be the hot off the presses. 1320 Didio, Section 8, Hush Money shirts and hoodies. Hats, Dolo hats, Emery hats, and YDBT hats. Do we have YDBT hats? Did I see YDBT? Yeah, that is YDBT. And we got the red, white, and blue YDBT and Emery shirts are badass. I have both. They're great. I have the green hoodie. We're past hoodie season in Florida, so it's going to be tucked away for a little bit. But richprince.com/YDBT. And if you want to become a Patreon subscriber, that is the assembly area for the Emery. If we're going to do a coordinated attack, Patreon is the place where we do it. Bilovash, Anthony, Z33, Camzilla, Wesley Stewart, Monty 40, Frank Donahue, El Verga, Larga, Mark Christensen, 5-Way Josh, Corey Grayley, Mr. IT at Lund Racing, shout out to him, TJ Sikorsky, Big Pops, 5-Way Josh, D-Rock Fox, John Bonanno, Joe Jackson, CJ and Valley 10 Speed, Let's Go Brandon, Chad Mormon, Lars Macchiato, Robostar, Harley, Jetsled, Diego, Gallo Bravo, Exxon Devil Dog, Dixon, Phil Fez, Dustin Garrison, Joshua Judd, one of on RTR, Joseph Lacey, 1320 Video, Kyle says, God, I am so hard right now. Someone do the side bitch out to me. Bondo Bird says hello. YouTube grew up at a free speech and liberal company. That guy's just secretly OG has the EPA logo. You understand? There are just some people that just support in the background. That's one of them motherfuckers. He's got Rich Piana as a fucking thing. And the EPA, don't think I don't notice, the true OGs, Alfredo Diaz, Peter Chow, Seeper, Andrew, Ugly Duck Garage, Izzy R, 1320 Kyle again, Slowby Racing, Coyote Collector, D-Rock Fox, John Bailey, Some Junk, S197, Tony Dominguez, Tiller, Ivan, More Pews, More Boost, William R, and all the usual suspects putting out all of the links and everything. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. So, one of the biggest things I notice, or one of the things that the way I operate is, if I view you as a person of authority, I don't want you to be my friend. I want you to just spit out facts and truth. So if you're trying to be my friend, it's like a parent. A parent has to be, a parent and come from a position of authority. I'm the parent. I run the show. I set the rules. Fuck you. But when a parent tries to become the child's friend, that's when it goes to shit. You know when you become the child's friend? When that motherfucker moves out and needs help. That's when you become their friend. But while they're growing up, you have to be their fucking parent. And they're probably going to hate you until they figure out, oh, he did that to keep me safe. So Ford is doing something similar. And I think they're missing the boat on how they're doing it. I don't know who their social media manager is, but whose ever bright idea was to post what they just posted on Instagram, it is just unbelievably short-sighted and weird, because for those of us that know how to read, we read this and we went, wait, what? So, Instagram, Ford, who assembles, what a flex, who assembles the most vehicles in the U.S.? Ford Motor Company, from America, for America. Disclaimer, based on S&P Global Mobility, CYE, 2024, U.S. light vehicle production area, assembled in the USA with domestic and foreign parts. Like, what? Who the fuck's whose bright idea was to say, who assembles the most? I don't give a fuck if you assemble the most. If this is made in Mexico, this in India, this in Indonesia, this in Vietnam, it's a global vehicle. So you assemble it here. Big fucking deal. So some poor kid went to a lithium mine, dug it out with his fucking bare hands so you can have a battery in this Lightning. Some Indian, after cooking shit burgers on the street with his bare hands and making ice cream by crushing the ice on the street that has dog piss on it, said, hey man, Bandinder, I'm going to second shift to make headlight for Lightning. Oh, you make headlights for Lightning? What about the shit burgers we sell? Don't worry about that. There's plenty of shit to go around. We can go tomorrow and make more shit burgers and shit ice cream. But I need to make left front headlights so that Ford can say, assembled in the USA with domestic and foreign parts. So I'm one of these psychopaths that actually pay attention to labels, right? So when I see something, I go, like when people protest corporations with their iPhone. Fuck corporations! Corporations are bullshit! I'm like, you're holding an iPhone, like the biggest corporation. You know what I mean? It's like, it's ironic. So that post to me tells me there is a massive disconnect between the people that allow that to happen versus the people up top. Ain't no fucking way a CEO, I'm sorry, Jim Farley's a special case. He did say, take my ass, Elon Musk.
Take that, Elon Musk.
So he's also short-sighted because you saw what happened there. And this was one of those things that should have gone through a filtering system. And like, do you think you want to say who assembles the most? That's a very weird flex, as opposed to who has more percentage of parts of their cars that's made in the USA. What is the most USA car built in the world today? All Teslas. Plain and simple. Followed by a close second to like Toyota or something, but the money goes back to Japan, so I get that. So in this post was great because people actually picked up on it. Look at the first comment. D&G Racecraft. If you have to use a disclaimer, you shouldn't be making the claim. More like citing the source than the disclaimer. Oh my God, Mikey. If you have to use a disclaimer, You should not be making the claim. And I agree with them very much. And I think Ford is this is just another sign of like a mighty, mighty empire falling. That is so simple. If the messaging is that far off, I think you guys got something to worry about. Now let's talk about April Fools. April Fools, in my opinion, should not be for a company to get clicks, right? You come from a position of authority. You are late model restoration. You are HP tuners. You are Ford. You are Tesla. You are whoever you are. If you're coming from a place of authority, I see those posts as you trying to get clicks and engagement and be funny. So you're not funny, okay? You're a company. Do company stuff, because I don't watch your shit to laugh. I don't watch your channel to laugh. I don't watch your channel to have a giggle. I want to see if you have amber tail lights for a 99 Cobra, right? A lip, a fucking spoiler, a different intake, whatever. But every time you guys try to be funny, you prove that you're not funny. So one of the biggest flops in this thing I saw, and I'm going to call them out on it because I thought it was just absolutely ridiculous. Now, yesterday was April 2nd. So then somebody PCM Tech posted something that made us have to answer questions. 2024 Mustang tuning now released via PCM Tech. April Fools for everyone who didn't see the post below. Okay. That wasn't that. Yesterday, they posted tuning available, right? We're ready to go. Look, compatible, da-da-da-da-da. And then now people are like, whoa. Alex, I thought you said. So guess what happens? Now we, as a legitimate company that has nothing to do with that post, are forced to answer questions about that post. HP Tuners posted something that, by the way, they ripped off of me. A driver mod. I literally had a website that sold a driver mod, and the price of the driver mod was me literally flying to the track and driving your car. But they posted it as if it was a tune update. And wouldn't you know it, somebody actually reached out in my ticket system and said, so what's this HP Tuner driver mod thing? Can I get it? So now extra work happens with me. Extra work comes down my way. So I go, wait a minute. Let's do this, guys. How about companies make your product better? How about that? How about just concentrating on making a better product as opposed to trying to be funny and causing more work? Because let's be honest, most people are retarded. Most people don't get the joke. Most people think it's real. And guess who has to actually answer those questions? The people that are calibrating those parts. So Ford saying that they assemble the most is a weird flex. And companies making jokes on April Fools when they have no funny bone in their fucking body. Please stop. And finally, Ford, because of tariffs, decided to give everyone employee pricing. The Detroit News. Ford extends employee discounts to customers as auto tariffs take effect. Starting Thursday, Ford Motor Company is extending employee pricing discounts to customers on most of its U.S. lineup, including foreign-built models, just as the Trump administration's 25% tariffs on imported vehicles. So, Ford, because they don't want to lose sales because of potential tariffs, because most of their shit is made somewhere else, parts included, said, shit, how can we fight these tariffs? You know what? We'll just give them employee pricing. From America for America campaign offers is what is known as a planned pricing and is expected to run through June 2. It applies to Ford and Lincoln vehicles, offers a savings of roughly to $2,000 to $10,000 per vehicle from the manufacturer's suggested retail price. Putting the cost below a dealer invoice. Robert Kaffel, Director of U.S. Sales and Dealer Relations, says with the healthy inventory levels and sagging consumer sentiment, aka your product fucking sucks, no one's buying it, the Dearborn automaker is injecting some clarity for buyers, even if it sees its cost rise, which analysts have suggested could increase price of vehicles. When we looked at where we stand today, after a really strong March.
Take that, Elon Musk.
Our inventory levels are super healthy across our dealer network.
Take that, Elon Musk.
We also think there's a ton of uncertainty right now that's out in the market. So we feel like this type of program is the right time. It's the right incentive and it's the right measure to our consumers that obviously during some maybe instability or news that may not be accurate, today we do have a very healthy stack of vehicles. No, they're not selling. And this employee pricing would add some of that certainty to what could be an uncertain situation that the consumers are hearing through different media outlets or commercials that they're looking at, aka Trump imposed tariffs. Ford makes a lot of parts overseas. Those parts are actually, they're going to get tariffed because if something is made in Canada, shipped into the US or Indonesia, Vietnam, wherever the fuck, and Ford brings it in at no cost or a trade deficit, that's done. So you got to make it in America, Ford, and sell it in America, Ford. It's real simple. So they're trying to counteract the tariffs by allowing a lot of the vehicles to have employee pricing. And people that say tariffs are just going to raise prices, how? This is literally what happens with tariffs. Oh shit. In order to avoid the tariffs, let's do something so that the customer doesn't have to, bear the brunt of the tariffs. Oh, employee pricing. Crazy. So you could either eat the cost, company, or, let it, trickle it down to the customer. So I wanted to talk about that stuff. Did you guys see those April Fools post and go, why are you guys doing this? Why are you guys doing this? You're not funny. You're not comedians, obviously. So why are you doing this? Because people actually believe that you're actually, whatever April Fool's thing is happening is real. And people like me have to say, no, it's a fucking joke. It's April Fool's. By the way, it was posted on April 2nd. So that makes no fucking sense. Imagine saying Merry Christmas on, December 26th or Happy New Year on on January 4th. Ridiculous. All right, we'll get after it. A little interactive situation here. Get your thoughts, comments, concerns, and we'll get after it because this show is interactive. And that's the unique part about this show. You are actually part of the show. Ban all plastic. Everything they own is made of plastic. The most assembly car in the USA, Toyota, is 87% Tesla. 100% Tesla. Don't ban all plastic because my dildos are made of that, says 1320 Kyle. Did you see the EV race? Ford versus Dodge? No. The ultra high ram intake and the Holly actually built last year for April Fools was funny. The Motor Trend guys actually ran it on a dyno. It wasn't funny. It's stupid. Dropping a like and watching later. Have a good night. Thank you, Pito Chiquito. I appreciate that very much. One Stock Hawk says, I have a full bolt-on. Full bolt-on. Track Hawk. I want to go back to a Coyote. I want a low 9-second street strip car. Should I go Gen 1 Boss 302? Gen 2 Roush 2015-17 GT? I will be boosting the car. What is better? I think you should not fuck with a Boss because you have to do a little more, not more work, but if you want a good street strip car, it's going to be an automatic Gen 2. If you can actually drive a Gen 1, but the MT82's got to get built. The Torsen diff in the Boss has to get put. You got to put another. In my opinion, not everyone does this, but I wouldn't do a Torsen diff to do launches with it. To me, that's more of a road racing situation. Most people will disagree, but they're wrong. That's okay. So I wouldn't fuck with the Boss. I would just get a 2015 6R80 car. Put a blower on it. Not much to run 9s. 14 psi or so. E85, ID 1300s, and fucking party with a return soft fuel system. Corporations would rather make their products cheaper, not better. Profits always come first. You're not wrong, but is it right to do that? I do appreciate Ford saying shit to counteract the tariffs. Let's give them all employee pricing. Or to make a better car, why not make the shit in America? But this is the problem. Unions. I know. You guys don't like hearing that shit. You don't like hearing that shit. Ain't no way a person that puts on bumpers, wheels, headlights should make $100,000 a year. That is just retarded. What is the skill set? Now, when you become a welder, a plumber, electrician, millwright, all those trades, HVAC, all that. Yeah, I think there's a bigger demand and I think it's a skill. But if you go into the Ford plant and you watch the movie Gung Ho. What a wonderful movie. I watched it beginning to end. Again, guys, please watch the movie Gung Ho. That is it's on Amazon Prime. Go to Prime Video, pay $4, and you will watch Gung Ho. You will like the movie. It holds up. It is excellent. So I'm wondering what skill does an United Auto Worker employee make to justify a $100,000 earning? And then how much goes back to the union? And then what does the union spend that money on? It is a very weird thing, and that's the problem. Now, someone like a Tesla that is not unionized, if the employee busts his ass and is an invaluable employee, they'll make $100,000 based on merit, not a contract. I've always disliked the fact that I have to be lumped into the collective in order to like make decent money. Whereas, what if I outperform the collective? What if I am better than the collective? Like the Borg, I will die in any union. A union is a fucking Borg. We are Borg. Hey man, we're gonna strike. We gotta inflate the big old red outside so nobody crosses the picket lines. We are Borg. Actually, Bill, I put on 500 more tires a month than you do. Why should you get the same money? And you got an exoskeleton suit. Like, why the fuck? Stop it. Rest in peace, Val Kilmer. Absolutely. But I thought tariffs would raise the price. Exactly. Scott Andrews. Actually, no. Most of the Ford vehicles are made domestically. Parts will be affected. Depends on how much inventory they have. Stop it. You and I both know shit's made in Canada. Shit's made in Mexico. And Ford took advantage of the North American trade situation to pay Canadian wages and Mexican wages to make the parts, ship them up here for nothing, and then assemble the vehicle here and fuck you in the ass with the price. The employee pricing is a gimmick. You can buy certain models, what Ford calls a plan, but no rebates. What's it say here? Boy, you guys are on it. Healthy inventory levels. We can't even give this shit away. Please buy our products. Exactly. Canada's coming to the table too. It's already working. My cam gears were no April Fool's joke at all. D-Rock Fox. Yeah, we posted it. I am so sorry that you got custom VCT in a 4-valve. Crazy stuff. But look, would anyone have known that if I didn't post what I posted? Again, I'll take one for the team. I'll argue with every fucking homo 4-valve guy. Because I know more about drive systems than all of those motherfuckers combined. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, let's make offset keys. Oh, full-size offset keys. Ain't that a fucking... I did see a company making a Ford Maverick with a Coyote. I wish it was true. Companies doing April Fool's joke stuff is childish. Grow the fuck up or fire your social media manager. When I look at late model, I go, what part are you reproducing? When I look at HP tuners, I'm like, what parameter did you find to upload? When I look at PCM Tech, I'm like, do you still have a delivery device? You know, anything. I don't go, you know what? I want to laugh today. Let me go over to late model. Let me go over to HP Tuner. Let me laugh my ass off looking at PCM Tech posts. No, not even close. Stop it. It is that I agree with working and Autoline is low IQ. Machines do most of the work anyways. This isn't the old days. F1320, they fuck with a known scammer in Arizona. They host cash days and he owes me $6,000. Now, I saw a clip somewhere where Fred, who I actually like, but I'm sorry, Fred, you are with the ops. You're just a casualty of war. Fred is not a bad guy. So Fred's the bearded dude, not the mustache guy that takes it in the... You know what? So Fred says again, a clip. I didn't fucking watch the podcast. And he's like, you know what's fucked up? Cops were giving tickets to guys going to the track. Were those cars on the street? And were they street legal? Fred, were they street legal while they were driving to the track? Oh, they're not? They should have trailered them to the track. Ain't that a novel idea? In that state, there are certain laws that prevent you from driving around on DLT Pros, right? Covering your license plate with a parachute. So that's an easy ticket. If I have a quota as a cop and I don't give a shit about cars, my ass is going to stay in front of the track. Oh, pull over. What? Look at your tires. They're DLT Pros. There's no tread on them bitches. Oh, that's bullshit. And that's not bullshit. You should have trailered the bitch or put only fronts in the bitch and just shove some radials in the back, get a trailer or put them in the trunk like I used to do and drive to the track like that. Florida doesn't matter. So if you're in Texas and you're going to go to a track to go racing and you drive your twin turbo out the hood, DOT Pro, parachuted up, 0% tint car to the track, and you are Pikachu face when you're going to get a ticket going to the track, you should get a ticket. The car's not street legal. Cop's just doing his job. And Fred's like, I thought you guys want to race. I thought the police want the guys to race at the track. They do. But they drove there in their race car. That's not how it works. That's why I've always thought it was a little goofy that drag and drive events are a thing. Okay, but the bolt keeps the gear from spinning. Dude, when somebody said, okay, so it's like it's a false argument when someone cites a extreme example of something working to justify them doing it on their vehicle, right? Every 4-valve guy said the same thing. John Mahovitz does it. The guy that races once a decade? That guy. Your hero. Shout out to him. He races once a decade. John Mahovitz does it. If it's good enough for John Mahovitz, it's good enough for me. Does John Mahovitz drive 10,000 miles a year? Does John Mahovitz, lay it on the 2-step nonstop? Does John Mahovitz put, pump gas, E85, 2-step it, cold starts, warm starts, highway? Does he do all that bullshit? Or does John Mahovitz have methanol in his car, starts it at the starting line, does a burnout, runs it for 5 seconds, shuts it off? So once they started going into that, if he does it and it's okay for him, it's okay for me, I knew I won. I go, you all don't know nothing. Because every single drive system I've seen in my fucking life that has minimal failures has a keyway, a full size keyway and key. Digging the ball shirt, Alex, by the way. Yeah, I got to support my man. He's finally getting his transmission back. The tip 8 says, if car companies didn't cheap out and send all the work overseas, Detroit might actually still be a nice place. Was Detroit ever nice? Fuck that, I'm late. I'm just starting over. Which one of you motherfuckers said Fred on some Paul Walker shit? Just got my log sent in. I can't wait for the go ahead. Got it. Fred should be the main face of 1320. I'm always on Fred's face. Oh, 1320 video. Carl Cunningham says, never argue with the cop. Just go to the court, and if there's no evidence, argue it. Exactly. So when he said that to me, when he said that on the podcast, as if to be some kind of like righteous defender of streetcar, boy, shut up. You are the reason there is evidence out there. You holding the camera at fucking street races and the dumb motherfuckers that allow it. If I was like, let's say I worked for a pharmaceutical company, but I like street racing. I don't want my face out there, street racing. I don't want my car out there because it can be traced back. I don't want my license plate out there. So I'd be like, yeah, no, don't film me. What do you mean? You're out on the street. Okay, I'll punch you in the fucking face. We're out in the street. Don't film me. I like doing street shit. You can take your fucking camera and get the fuck out of here. Because I don't want you filming me and then I get in trouble. I just want to street race with my friend. Nobody told me y'all motherfuckers are showing up. And they're like, well, we're going to film. Okay, then I'm not racing. Because I don't want to be seen on camera. So the reason these guys are getting pulled over, hell, one of the easiest ways, if I was a cop, and I'm like, you know what? Let me type in something that maybe makes sense. California street racing, 1320 video. Boom. California street racing. Let's say I'm an Arizona cop. Arizona street racing. Boom. Oh shit, look at that ZR1. I know that guy. I see him and he's on blah 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 street. Oh look, you're on, hey dickhead, you're on video racing. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look out for you because I know you do street shit. It is one of the craziest things to try to be a defender of the streetcar game while filming illegal streetcar activities and making money from it. You stupid sons of bitches. Oh my God. You mean to tell me headlight intake at night is illegal? Officer Flores riding around like young Eric Estrada. Fuck yeah. Playing, do 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 do. Oh yeah yeah. What's the name of it? Every time we're together. What the hell's that name of that? What's the name of that song? Shit. It's not Julio. It's not Julio Iglesias. What's that guy's name? You guys know who I'm saying. by the small lyrics that I tell me what the guy's name. And I'd be like that guy on the motorcycle. I'd be that guy. I'd be like, I know all these cars. I know your car. How come? I saw it on 1320. You were racing down Beeline in Mexico. Oh, my God. Catching the replay. Good night, Amory. Rocky. See you later. SVT Mile an Hour says, Smasher, my stock intake can gear was cracked completely through right at the keyway. My stock intake cam gear was cracked completely through right at the keyway. Amir Zahir says, profits off of filming street racing, but also doesn't like cops messing with street racing. Someone said John Cicada. Is it John Cicada? Do. Yeah, every time we're together, do. They never be the same. I'll be riding around like, oh, there's that RCSB, dude. Oh, I'll be riding around my motorcycle. Oh, there's that RCSB I saw the other day. Oh, pull over, motherfucker. I saw you on 1320 video. Ay. Get the fuck out of here. I swear to God, I'll be that guy. I know, copyright incoming, all good. At least you saw it live. John Cicada, lore. I thought he was about to sing Riders on the Storm with the melody. Ricky Martin. If Chips had a reboot, Theo Alex should be playing Eric Estrada's role. Now, Eric Estrada's good looking. I'm a little rough looking for that. But I know it was copyright strike. Yeah, so I watched these weird arguments people make about, oh, you shouldn't be arresting or jailing people that are driving illegal cars on the street on the way to the track. Like, what do? Right? I could drive around with slicks with the blue GT500 and risk it for the biscuit. But what do? I put on AT Street SS's so I don't get pulled over for that reason. And in Florida, we don't have emissions laws, and the car isn't stupid loud. I'm not a big fan of the Magnaflows, how they sound anymore based on that configuration. I think it's the intake cam and the blower situation just makes a popping sound that I don't like. So I'll probably be installing the stock mufflers back in there. But I'm not going to ride dirty and then complain when someone catches me riding dirty. It's just the goofiest freaking thing I've ever seen. The police labeling gang is the beginning of the end. No one wants to get pulled over for a sticker. Imagine you have a 1320 sticker. Let's start making 1320 Didio sticker. Hey, 1320 Didio. So you really got to look closely and go, oh, it's Didios. So that's like another gang. Wait a minute. Whoa, this one says 1320. We got to pull over a 1320 video, guys. Not 1320 Didio, guys. Duh. How poor are New Yorkers? You see how bad their racing street scene is. Look, I ain't going to get started on that shit because when I see New York racing, I chuckle. You can hit the dealers when the customers rat them out on Facebook pages. I wonder if the key cutters tighten the cam gear bolt beyond spec to compensate for the lack of keyway since the bolt keeps it in place. So look, that's how you know. Again, remember how I told you that a lot of people that get into racing are like nefarious characters? They're people that have, failed at something or they have a criminal record. Like, it's very common for some reason that racing attracts the worst of humanity. So I'm going to be honest, like, when I was a very young guy, I was like, wow, that'd be a dream to like build a car. Like, for example, like, let's say you're 18 to 20, 18 to 30, right? Because, your brain is still fucking mush at 30. So let's say you are psychotic and you actually have a dream to race FL2K, TX2K, and World Cup and don't make over $300,000 a year, right? Like, you're psycho. You're psycho. But that is your dream. And then let's say you're a really hard worker. Let's say you're honest. Let's say you're honorable and respectful. Honest, honorable, respectful, you work really hard. Then you get to your first TX2K, right? You park your rig in the parking lot and you get a hotel room, right? And then you come back and your wheels are missing, or your tank, your gas, your fuel's missing, or I'm exaggerating, but like it's happened to me. I've gone to Orlando Speed World like a dumbass, and then I'm like, all right, let me just put this here. It's a rear seat delete. There's no fucking way someone's gonna. It's stolen, gone. Rear seat delete, gone, stolen. Made a pass, came back, it was gone. And I was like, racing's full of shitheads. So when I started realizing that racing generally is full of bad people, depending on which races you go to, don't get me wrong. If you're going to go to like an index race, there's still assholes there, but there's less of a chance that there's major assholes there. But FL, TX, all the big stuff, it attracts people that I don't want to fuck with. I don't want to rub elbows with those people. At this age, I want to rub elbows with extremely successful people that made it, people that are about getting money. And then I'll go to a rental and race on my own without any competition because I don't care about it. Like, eventually you guys will get there where I just want to make that fucking money, build a car, race it on my own to see what I can build, and then leave. Because if you try to like race people that do weird shit and have a checkered past, you're now lumped in with them. And I don't want to be lumped in with those types. I led a good life. I'm honest, respectful, good. I don't put a 5.4 in a car that had a 5.8 and sell it as a 5.8. That is weird shit. So I don't want to rub elbows with those people at all. Yes, I would buy that sticker. Only front. Yeah, people got stickers on them shits to self-snitch is so funny to me. 1320 Didio sticker would be funny. 3.5 windshield sticker. Just ordered $87 worth of merch from Rich Print. Thank you so much. Look, I love the fact that I might be seeing 1320 Didio shirts everywhere. If you're wearing a 1320 Didio shirt or a F1320 shirt at Ponies in the Bone Me, American Muscle Car Show, Mustang Geeks, all this shit, please send me a picture. Post it on Patreon. I'd probably make a whole page dedicated to it. We pulled you over for your sticker, but officer, I'm not gay though. Cops will just lump all the shit together. They put red Loctite on that shit. Very true. Valley Racing, all the dudes are fat. What happened? Valley Racing said all the dudes are fat? Where did Valley Racing say? Where's he at? Yeah, Coyote Joe, Smasher, Blue Thunder. No, I didn't see Valley Racing there. I think Texas car guys are definitely broke. I don't know that. I just know this. When I go to World Cup, okay, you smoke weed, you're already down many notches. Sorry. I just know what comes with that bullshit. So when you go to World Cup, it smells like weed everywhere. So I'm like, so the thought process, I go, why do you need to smoke weed? Like, why here is weed such a priority? Like, you prioritized weed at a racing event. Like, it blows my mind. So all you smell is weed all over the pits. Or it's weed, piss, and beer. And I'm like, why am I here? Like, I legit looked at that shit and I'm like, why am I here? How is this any different than going to a Mud Butt 13 event? Herpes 8 in Loxahatchee. Herpes 1 was the best. Herpes 8 wasn't as good as Herpes 1. Theo, I'm going to start learning to tune. Don't. Going to start learning SET strategy, transmission tuning. Hopefully, a few years, become a full-fledged tuner. That's crazy. You're psycho. I would urge you never, ever to do it. Again, what you see in commercially available software is 20% of the parameters you need. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's say you got a pro racer package, SET, and you want to tune your Coyote from scratch, and you learn and you go out and you read books, you HDFX and torque tables and all. Let's say you get the car running good, and I think you can. The car can probably go, if it's a blower car. If it's a blower car, you can probably go high 8s with commercially available software. Once you have to enable a trans brake, Gen 2, Gen 1, once you have to enable a trans brake on a 6R80, vaya con Dios. Once you want to make 1,500 and up horsepower. Vaya con Dios. Now, will it make it and on a dyno? Yes. Will it actually work with you going down the track? Fuck no. It's just not going to shift. So you can tell the people that have access to the Billy Badass stuff, and that takes literally greasing some engineer somewhere that needs a kid to go to college, drops off a USB stick somewhere, and you have access to the Billy Badass stuff. So there is a threshold where commercially available software stops becoming useful, in my opinion. Gapped, checking in late as hell. Michael Locke says, once you go to a good rental or piggyback a legit racer on a rental, you will almost never go back to a test and tune night. It is just toxic. I need to see those 1320 Didio and F1320 and 1320 video. Guilt by association lost its value with these young kids. What do you recommend? A 29-year-old male, so I can get my head out of my ass. What do you recommend to a 29-year-old male to get my head out of my ass? It depends on what you're... Okay, do you think racing is cool? When you analyze why some people race, you got to go, why are there... Like, okay, why are people at Texas 2K racing? Most of them are shops. So they promote their product racing. Nothing wrong with that. But as a Carlos LTX, like just a regular guy, do you ever say, I want to do that? Well, you got to understand, those are shops, and those shops run $1 million businesses. And sometimes they don't run $1 million businesses and run off of PPP loans. You got to understand, there is no gray, it's a black or white. You're either a legit fucking shop that makes money the right way, pays their taxes on time, quarterly or whatever, or you're a shop that lives off of PPP loans and robbing Peter to pay Paul. Been there, done that. I've seen the shops. I get it. So do I want to associate with those people? No. The successful ones, yes, but the really successful ones probably figured out that racing ain't shit. And that's where I'm at. Because Joe Rogan smokes weed. Yeah. Joe Rogan smokes weed. He's successful. He thinks that the moon landing didn't happen. And I know some of you guys would say, Alex, it didn't happen. Then go look at modern everyday astronauts 2-hour video debunking people that think that we didn't land there. That's why I don't go to Yellow Belly. A doctor recommended it, though. And to think, all they had to do was change the name of their podcast. Shaking my head. Some people will smoke weed, but Kyle will smoke your pole, says D-Rock Fox. Whoa. But Alex, Elon smokes weed. He does not smoke weed. That's the funny thing. It is in his contract at Tesla to not smoke weed. He puffed, did not inhale, puffed it back out. He even said so. And I respect him for it. And that's why racing attracts two extreme spectrums. No wonder you don't attend events anymore. I feel it. Exactly. The guy that makes $100,000 a year has a lot of fabrication know-how and wants to run an honest racing program, isn't competitive, and he is dealing with people that will literally say whatever they need to tell you to rob you blind. Again, watch Brian Lones' videos detailing what happened in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Most racers are into weird shit or uber crazy successful. When you see those pro mods running 350s, 360s, and PDRA, those guys are millionaires. Those guys are millionaires, and they want to have some fun and blow some money, and they go swinging their dicks in those races. Those are all millionaires you don't see. But I guarantee, mixed in the slower classes, there's some shenanigans. And I don't want to fuck with that. I don't want to fuck with anybody. Smoke a blunt, bust a nut. Now I'm rejuvenated. Okay. Weed smells like burning dog shit. Can't stand it. I'll be on the job training under a senior tuning company. They'll have all the fancy software, says Michael Weatherby. Okay. F1320 and 1320 videos. AAN says, what's the stoichiometric ratio of ethanol 1R? 985, and the trim should not go rich. And no, something's wrong, AAN. If you put 985, it's going to trim out maybe 5 to 7% fuel. Ain't no way. First of all, why are you slamming the math? Okay, I'm done. I'm not gonna teach you how to tune. You're already going off the beaten path. I'm good. I just don't get the point of having a car like a Lambo in some place like New York because of the roads. Like, move to Texas or something. Make straight edge hardcore great again. We used to go around, start fights and with tweakers back in the early 20s. Now everyone's got guns now, so we're good. Yeah, I used to think racing was cool until I got my license suspended and cost me $2,000 to $3,000. Not to mention my insurance went up $300 for a Gen 3. So you see me do pulls and stuff. Do you ever see me do like I cringe when I see videos where people do a pull to 160, 170. 60 to 130 is the most I do. And if it's a really quick car, you can get it done in a relatively, boom, 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 get it done within 6 seconds, right? Okay, so that's not going to hurt anybody. But I've seen people do it over and over and over, go to 160, 170. A pull, a 2-3 and 3-4 and get off of it, yeah, you're going over 100. But you're definitely not, felony. Well, you might be into felony range if it's like 50 over or whatever. But I don't street race anybody. And if I do, I sure as fuck don't advertise it. I sure as fuck don't attend a meet. Once it was cool until I figured out that it's not worth it. And then you look at the people that you're racing. Look at your peers. Look at the people that you are dealing with, rubbing elbows with, seeing. Do you consider yourself one of those people? I don't. When I see a guy smoking weed in his beat up Honda and he's talking about racing, I'm like, oh, you got it. Yeah, I'm slow. You got it. I don't care. I don't want to fuck with people like that. Alex, are you going to go to American Muscle Show 26? I wouldn't go unless I'm invited because I want the presidential treatment. And obviously I'm not invited, so we're good with there. I'd go with the blue car. I'd go with the GT500, show off the twin inlet Magnuson. It's cool. I wouldn't race it or nothing. Alex, all you got to do is deliver this box. Stop it. There's a world of most social media that wants you to immerse yourself and your wallet into, and theirs is the real world. While props to Alex and a few others who keep it legit. See, I understand that a lot of people say, well, Alex, you're making money off of this, right? But obviously, I'm not living a lavish life. I'm not living in such a way that kind of throws the money that I make from this show in your face. What I do is I work really hard and I build cars based on some theories that I have. Hell, I am picking up an Illuminator Saturday. That's right. I found a Gen 1 Illuminator short block, which has been verified and I know what vehicle it was in. So I was able to pick it up I'm picking it up for a very cheap price. I'm also getting a Gen 2 motor that is hurt, but the cylinder heads are fine. So what I'm going to do is take the cylinder heads off of the Gen 2 motor, bolt them onto the Illuminator, figure out the cam position, carburate it into the Fairmont. That's what I'm going to do because Donnie has another motor waiting for it. Before I take the cylinder heads out of the Gen 2 motor, the plan is to completely assemble the Department of Boost blower kit and a Whipple drive that one of you guys sent me. Thank you so much. I mean, install everything. Vet the fitment, belt, and everything. Get a 2.3 Roush blower on it, if I can find one. Not a Gen 1 Roush blower, a Gen 2 Roush blower. No, not a VMP blower. I don't want a VMP blower. And if everything fits and everything's good, that is going to be the test mule to put everything on Donnie once I finish my NA testing, which is very soon. I just got to do a full quarter-mile hit, probably take it to the track. Even if it's hot, who cares? Get a number, get a time, and get it on a blower ASAP. 10 pounds of boost, pump gas, FIC 1000s, a boost to pump, and see if I can go into the 10s. If it goes into the 10s, then I can go ahead and get E85 in it and pulley down and see if I can go into the 9 stock motor. And if it goes 9 stock motor, stop, get that motor to Jake. Jake gets me the built motor, and we're ready to party. So I have a lot of plans this summer. Amir Zahir, I went roll racing with my brother a while ago and was genuinely scared to get arrested and lose my job. I haven't done it since, and I'm not built for that shit to go to tracks. Now, eventually you become too important to get caught up in that shit. And I'm at that level, not because I make a certain amount of money. I can't get caught street racing. That's craziness. And eventually you have to say, is it worth it? Is it worth the meat on the bone? No. That okay was a little passive aggressive. What a big deal. When I see people burn tree, I automatically know you're the person, how the person is like. I can see slowing myself on purpose. I have a little bro as example. He just got his second DUI. Look, you can't, look, I love you guys. Unless there's a medical issue, if you smoke weed for the sake of smoking weed, there's other issues. There's other things happening in your life that make you smoke weed. Maybe it makes you forget. Maybe you just got into it young. Maybe you're just bored. Maybe you're not motivated. I get it. But then everyone says the same thing. Joe Rogan smokes weed. Joe Rogan got in, he ended up in a good position where a podcast thing was starting to happen, and he ended up getting an amazing deal. And his show is interesting to some, not to me. I can't watch 5 minutes of it. I absolutely check out. His show is catered to 15 to 35-year-olds and stoners, and good for them. I can't watch it. So if I don't surround myself with anybody that smokes weed, at all. If I find out you're smoking weed or you smoke weed, you got to go. I don't want you in my fucking life. It is one degree separated from other bullshit that I don't want to do. Again, where do you get your weed? Drug dealer, right? What else does that drug dealer push? So I am 1 degree separated from a motherfucker that's sitting, I'm good. I'm good. And if he's got Bellac wheels, you know he's selling drugs. Hit and Run says, at Michael Weatherby, he means well, he just doesn't think it's worth it to get into the industry nowadays. It's not worth it to get into the industry nowadays. Look at what's happening now. It is our busiest time of year. Guys, I can't believe. Maybe it's a byproduct of that. I'm doing most of the blower calibrations out. They're done by me. I would say most. All I do is blower calibrations. I haven't done an NA car in fucking a month. So it seems to be troll season. And I think other competitors try to get more customers by saying Lund sucks. It's like every spring, another asshole posts something that didn't happen and says Lund sucks so much. We suck so much. I can't believe how much we suck that I am inundated. I mean, I am drowning in calibration. So I'm like, okay, if we suck so much, why do people keep buying from Lund Racing? So it seems to be the business model for other tuners to get our leftovers, our disgruntled, so it's already a saturated market with shitty tuners. The Coyote market is saturated with shitty tuners. So I wouldn't even get into it if I were you. In New York, no one under 21 in the McDonald's without an adult. These new gens are D-gens. I wish the same rules applied at the YMCA. Maybe with all my new part money was spent on his race car, says John Bailey. I still can't imagine selling new parts and delivering used. Brother, look, when I saw what I saw, I was so disappointed. My heart sank. But it was the first time I was like, fucked like that, right? And then, hey, just send it back and I'll fix it. I'm sorry. I have to verify what's going on in this car. I'm sorry. I can't. I have to verify that you're not a fuck. So I took the top end apart myself and I said, let me send the bottom end to L&M. L&M's like, yeah, this is fucked, son. Meaning things were tight, tolerances were tight, this and that. And I'm like, all right. So spend another 10 to fix it or, cut my losses. Yeah. Got the heads fixed, new valve job. At least got that done. Checked the crank for it being bent. Sold everything, and we're good. Made it almost to 30,000 subs, says Carlos LTX. What are you talking about? I didn't race anymore unless it's test and tune, but I'm not competitive, so I just do it for me. I agree. If you're thinking about getting into racing, go find the episodes of Pinks. Now add the blicks and the switches. That's racing. What's worse, advertising street racing on your personal IG or posting Facebook of a well-known tuner turns off your O2s. That is one of the craziest things I've seen in a very long time. Very crazy thing where somebody says, I can't believe Lund doesn't want to turn off my O2s. You can't believe Lund doesn't want to do something illegal? And then he names a shop that did turn off the O2s. Thank God we don't want to fuck with people like that at all. Alex, can I deliver something to your box? Says 1320 Kyle. Alex is a practical with his 1-1 couch and touching the wall, folks. A lot of people, they make fun of the apartment podcast. Okay, so I live in a 2-2 in West Palm Beach, Florida. Okay, I have 3 garages. I am 10 minutes away from the most beautiful beach on the planet. I make really good money, and all the money that I have, I put into 4 project cars. Meanwhile, most people that make fun don't even have one project car or only have one project car that only runs at the track. I drive mine on the street, except the Fairmont, because they don't got shit in it. I never met a chill-ass weed person. All of them need shit just to be normal. Lucien, look. Joe Rogan is also on testosterone and growth hormone. This is the guy that people look up to. Thank you very much. Talks about HGH, talks about TRT, talks about hormone this, hormone that. His head is bigger than most. He's up 5'6". His head is like the biggest bowling ball you can get at the bowling alley, the 12-pounder. That's how big his head is. How about cigars every once in a while? Mine ain't. It just looks like that, but it ain't. Yes, heroin is better. I don't smoke weed. Yay, friends forever. I only watch Joe. He brings Alex Jones or Eddie Bravo. That's when I turn it off. I got my card, though. Look, if you got your card to just smoke weed because you got anxiety, I got anxiety. I got everything you got. Sleep like a fucking baby. Rodrigo Salsa says, I almost got street racing twice in my early to mid 30s. Now I'm 39 with 2 kids. Fuck all that. Test and tune it is. Half the people watching smoke weed. Cool. I don't want to fuck with them. Plain and simple. I don't want to fuck with them. You can watch my shit and have fun, but I will not ever come up to you and be like, yeah, me and you could be boys. I want to hang out with you. No. You know, if I see somebody that, actually, I've met a lot of people in person, and you can tell some people are off and some people are just nice people. Like, they're legit. I just got a business, got a side hustle, watch a show, love it, see you later. I'm like, that guy's good. But then you see somebody like, yo, man, fucking YOLO, man. Oh, shit, man. Honey, let me get this fucking picture with YOLO. I'm not going to go, bro, get out of here. I'm going to go, hey, yeah, let's get a picture. Cool, man. All right, I'll see you later. Dip out. There was a blue car with Lund Racing banner on the quarter panels at TX2K shows that I saw on a couple YouTube videos. Y'all don't do sponsors or anything like that? Or they're just repping? They're just repping. You think Lund Racing's like, here's a banner for the car you race on the street? No. They probably just buy a banner and they put it on the quarter panel. You don't see Lund Racing's like, check out this guy who won a cash days. Oh, maybe he did. I can't talk about that, I guess. But I wouldn't rep that shit. I can confirm, says 1320 Kyle, I spy on Alex, and he has more than a 1-bedroom. Definitely more than 1-bedroom. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn freaking frogs gay. I know the 10R has problems. Does the GT500 DCT have any as well? Nate Dogg, I don't know where the fuck have you been. Like, we've been talking about that shit forever. By the way, did you guys pick up on somebody saying, the people that talk about the 10R don't know shit about the 10R. You just can't use the trans brake. And then they went turbo 400. Boy, I wish I could look up that video where I said, because they're not fast enough. Like, if you're running 860s, 870s, 10R80, you could rebuild it twice a year and you'll be okay. And if you race, 4 times a year? Cool. But when you want to get serious, that 10R80 ain't shit. Fine ass quote Smasher Devour. I lose a lot of respect for people when they blow vape cloud mid conversation. You will never see me anywhere near motherfuckers like that. Ever. Guys, I don't fuck with anybody. Dolo's the way to go. I see someone vaping, I'm out. I see your gums are all black because of the smoke, I'm out. Weed smoke, I'm out. I don't want to. Hey, I'll sign your shirt. But I ain't fucking with anybody. Turned Laurel 50L. Turned 70 this year. Haven't raced in 20 years. I bought a 14 GT Donnie Gray. What a great color. Donnie Gray. Paxton with a 6R80. Having a blast racing and wrenching on this car. Right. Just having a good old time. Matt Oliver says, makes sense. People say they're racers, then they start blazing it up. And that's how you know it's a clown show trying to race. If you need to vape everywhere you go, you're a fucking homo. I don't fuck with you. You're weird. Like when I see street racing and all these guys are betting money and they get a pot together for $1,300, I go, okay. And they're all vaping. I'm like, yeah, I will never want to fuck with any of y'all. I don't care if half of you watch my shit. No, I did not grow up in Florida. I grew up in Massachusetts. Orale Tío says 1 slow 2 valve. Sorry for the question, but what's the issue with the Mustang lifestyle? Are you able to recap on that, Theo? No, he's just a fucking clown. Look, he obviously got fired from VMP, and then he did shady shit afterwards that had to do with me. Started mentioning my name and shit, which I'm like, bro, I got nothing to do with the fact that you got fired. Like, you got fired. And then, subsequently shenanigans have happened. I just don't want to fuck. There's certain people I don't want to be around. I don't want to be in your fucking wavelength. I don't want to give you the time of day. I don't give you the time of day. We ain't got to hash nothing out. We ain't got to talk. You are persona non grata. I want nothing to do with you. I don't fuck with you at all. Weird, goofy. No, thank you. 10R80 is for low horsepower cars. Yeah, 10R80 is cool until it start missing its commanded shift points. Alex, don't do decals. He ripped the VMP decal 5 seconds after buying the red car. Oh, yeah. You want to know that story? I'll tell you why I ripped the decal off of that car. That's an easy one. Y'all want to hear a story. What video do you need? The Army will surge. Lund Racing sponsors their car. What the fuck do we need to sponsor y'all street cars? Alfredo Diaz says, just got a GT500 running that's been sitting for 5 years and showed up with missing parts, bolts, and water bottles. Bro, you are psycho. But I commend you for the effort because GT500 motors have like 10,000 extra parts more so than a Coyote. Just the goddamn oil cooler is a problem. Am I dumb because I still want a 1314 GT500? The aura is crazy on those cars. I don't know where the hell you're living, but ain't no aura on those cars. I'm not a racer anymore, more like a racist, says 1320 Video Kyle. Is there a car scene in Massachusetts? There was in the 90s. When the Foxbody was hot, it was hot everywhere, right? In the 90s was the decade of the Foxbody. Early 2000s, late 90s, everybody had a 9-second, 10-second Fox, and they were racing it on the street nonstop. But the problem is we have a very short season between, March and November, and we're done. Whereas Florida, you could race year round. It's going to be hot as fuck during the summer months, but we race here mostly during the winter, which is, November to now, like April. Yeah, he did. Boston Rusted Out Vega Club got it. Story times. Okay, story time. Let's story time. He said aura. Aura, he said. Fucking aura. Same guy with that trades in a 5.8 GT500 with a 5.4 in it. Exactly. Look, we don't want to waste time with fucking clowns like that. So why did I rip off the VMP logo from the red car? Those of you that remember the red car, the VMP red car, I bought it. And for those of you that don't remember, let's go back to memory lane. Let's go to YouTube and let's look up so you know. So VMP 15 GT. Yeah. This one. Watch it just be the loudest fucking burnout video ever. Hi. There we go. So this was the sticker that was on it when I bought it. Right? So why did I buy it? I had just sold the black car and I had the Genesis. So I'm like, I'd like to get into a Gen 2. And I had driven this a couple of times. It was pretty quick. The calibration on it wasn't great because, we were still figuring out Gen 2 stuff when I worked at VMP. So the motor had blown on it. By the way, guys, the motor blew up on it. So you guys know the motor blew up on it. And I think it blew up on this pass when they went this time with a booster pump on E85. You understand? It did that on E85 and they advertised it as such. And it probably just, roasted shit, So this car, you never get out of the car with the helmet on. You take it off. So that's the sticker. So I strike a deal with him and I say, hey, I want to buy the car, but I want to buy the car finished, meaning I want the car to have a working, running motor in it. So I think we struck a deal on $35,000. It was going to have a 2.3 TVS, a built motor, manly pistons, rods. They didn't have a block because the block that was in that car cracked the sleeve. So I talked to Ben Callender. He had a 2011 block laying around. I shipped that block to L&M. L&M sleeved that block. Then I said, hey, I can throw in a little more money and we'll put headers on it. So the car was going to be delivered to me with headers, built motor, 2.3 liter blower, stock 6R80, stock axles, stock drive shaft. Cool. So apparently maybe he must have had a conversation with people and they're like, yo, that's cheap. And I'm like, I don't know, for a rolling chassis, a motor you're going to put together in-house, I think $35,000 is pretty good for this car. This car's not that special. So I said, and it'll be on my channel. I can promote, but that wasn't part of the discount. I'm going to say, well, I'll buy the car. I'll keep the sticker on it. I'll drive all over South Florida. I'll race at Palm Beach International Raceway with a VMP logo. And everyone's going to ask me about the VMP and I'll rep the company where I live. So all of a sudden they started asking for more money. I said, wait a minute, what? He goes, well, I provided the block. I go, no, I provided the block. It's an 11 block. That is an 11 block. That is my block that I bought from Ben and shipped it to L&M to have it sleeved. I think the car is worth more money. I'm like, we shook on it. And he's like, him and Han. And I said, you know what? All good. That busted fuel system. I regret deleting that video. So he ended up, complaining. I said, you know what? I want the car. Here's the extra dough. Shook on it. And then I went home and, once the car was done, I went home and I peeled that sticker right the fuck off. I mean, when you shake hands with a person like myself, it's a contract, right? Your word is your bond. So if your word ain't worth shit after we shook, well, I'm peeling the sticker right off. Your word ain't shit. So I peeled the sticker right off. Then fuel system went bad. Follower came off. Oil pump cover, cam cover was leaking oil all over the balancer. So what did I do? I said, ugh. Took it to power by the hour. $5,000 later, the car was running good. So suffice to say that no love lost for them people at all. The way you ripped off that VMP logo is the same way I rip off my pants for my boyfriend, says 1320 Didios. Man, Theo coming in clutch with the story time. Stang mode is the best. Became a preacher. Man, I got so many thoughts on that. I'm not going to go in there. Jason Rivera says, Theo, what's your thoughts on the 079 GT500? Was looking into one, not a racer, just love the body style and sound. So I think that is a great vehicle if you want to stay under 900 real horsepower. The most horsepower I would say safely to push on a stock bottom end 07 to 09 GT500 would be about 850, no higher. So that means a 2.3 liter blower, Trinity swap or a Gen 2R, 15%, headers, L&M NSRs, PMAS 149, Twin 65, or even a mono blade, because those cars have better control. Those cars ignore so much shit. You can literally just bump things here and there, and the car just acts. Coyotes are more problematic to make them idle. Those GT500s don't give a fuck. And I think they're sleeper vehicles. They have a TR6060. They have an iron block, which I don't think is any stronger, but I think the fact that you can, spin it up to about 7,000 with cams and make about 850 wheel, that's a perfect car in my opinion. Typical shop car shit, exactly. Those 13 to 14 GT500B Aura farming, okay, with that busted fuel system too. Yes, exactly. You deleted it. You was different back then. Yeah, you when you need a job, you do certain things where you're like, I installed an FC3 controller with Donnie because what they had was gonna catch on fire. And I'm like, okay, let me install this. And then he's like, yeah, can you delete that? And I'm like, why? It looks bad on us. And I'm like, but y'all built this. Maybe you shouldn't have built this. Have a CDL, have to keep racing to track only, not to worth losing job. Okay, got it. When you shake, that's business. I agree, Alex. That's a 1320 got from Thailand. Nice. So instead of 35,000, how much did he go up on you? No, I think it was 32, and it ended up at 35 because I said throw in a set of Cook's headers, and we made that deal. That fuel system video has to be on an old hard drive somewhere. I wish I could find it. I looked, and it's gone forever apparently. Let's be honest, no GT500 should make more than 750 wheel horsepower on a stock long block. I agree, but with cams, it seems to relieve some of the cylinder pressure, el verga larga, because the reason GT500s make the torque they do is because they don't pass the air properly, right? Like torque is a measure of restriction. So if you have a less restrictive combustion event, it'll pass the air through the car a lot easier. So L&M NSR cams would literally just, instead of making 800, you make 900, 710. Like the numbers split a little bit. Hell, I think Power by the Hour, if I'm not mistaken, did a 2013 or 14 GT500. They installed L&M NSR cams, stock boost, headers, big cold air, Kenny Bell 168. Again, Kenny Bell 168, big cold air, and XBA, cams, E85 and headers, and I think he made it in the 800s on stock boost. I was like, but the torque was on the low side. If the GT500 got Aura, I guess the Dark Horse got Riz. Yeah, I mean, how do I recover it? Like, how would I be able to recover that video? I would post it again. I would post it. I'd do it live. I'd play it live and scrutinize it live. If any car has Aura, it's Brett's car. That car is starting to hit a certain level where, it's going to become less reliable because it's just making gobs of power. And, now OEM parts are starting to show their ass a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how they mitigate that. But the Coyote Swap 67 Fastback for the views. Fuck no. I hate 60s Mustangs. I look at a 60s Mustang and I think it's disgusting. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't like a 60 anything, a 70 anything, barely an 80 anything. Like you guys are out there jerking off for this GT350 that they put a Foxbody on. It is hideous. Bro, let's look at it. GT350 swapped 82. This car is hideous. You guys, for whatever reason, are lusting after it. Let me go into YouTube, Foxbody, Instagram, YouTube. Yeah, this thing. Full screen it. This thing is absolutely ugly as all hell. Y'all like that? Y'all like that? You guys like that? If you guys like that, I am absolutely dumbfounded as to what the Mustang. This is hideous. A lot of work. Respect. You worked really hard to make a car ugly. Sorry. It's just, I don't like these Mustangs. 85 and up is what I like. I don't like the 82. I don't like the 84. I don't like any of those cars. 85 and up is what I give a fuck about. 85 to 93, fuck 94, fuck 95, fuck 96, 97, 98, 99. Actually, 99, the new Edge started looking decent. People don't keep their word, disrespecting you and themselves. We need Slow 99 to find it, a Wayback Machine or something. So 40,000 all said and done. Could have bought you a brand new car and do the stuff yourself. Yes, but that car had been a 9-second proven car. So I was going to get a 9-second fuel system boosted car with headers. That's the way I looked at it. I do remember the title of the video. It might be something like 15 GT fuel system Donnie, like FC3 controller, like 15 GT gets FC3 controller, something like that. VMP FC, something like that. VMP 15 GT gets FC3 controller or whatever. I think Brett might be at the peak of that motor competing legitimately in LDR and so on, in my opinion. He's right there. He's right there. Absolutely. Proportions are a little weird. Exactly. Mustang 2 has no one lusting for it. Yeah, that 82 looks like crap. Surprised an old guy was driving it. That thing looks weird as shit. Exactly. We don't like that shit. Speak for it. It's ugly. And those people, get out of here. Those people are like, look at that thing. And I'm like, it's not good looking. Sorry. I wouldn't even get my shit tore up in that Foxbody, says 1320 Video Kyle. Shouldn't the wide body block air from the front wheels? Thank you. That's the problem. It was like, look, I commend the effort, but it's open to be screwed. I don't like the wheel offset. I don't like anything, bro. I don't like anything about this car. I'm sorry. You guys that lust after this car, goofy. Look at this thing. It just, the wheel gap, like everything just like wrong, for me. And who am I? I'm a nobody, right? Who cares? Congratulations. You spent $100,000 on a car that looks like shit. That's a Mercury Capri. Oh, gosh. Is it a Mercury Capri? Fuck me. I like the fucking Capri wide body at most. Sorry. I still love a blue eye, a 4-eye T-top. No way. I want an 85 because my mom had it when I was growing up. Wish I could find her old car. Fuel system. I'm sure the fenders had to be wide to make it fit, but that is ugly. I love my brother's 86 Fox Notch. Can't wait for him to mount the billet. Specialties. Milk crate 4-eye. Front ain't it. 85, 86 was a huge improvement. One Slow 2 Valve says, for a new Edge, what would you do if you were to build one? We know you hate 2 valves, so ¿qué tú vas a hacer? Thanks, tío. A new Edge? I'd Coyote swap it. I ain't gonna go down the route of like finding a Terminator, period, correct. Fucking no. It's getting a Coyote swap ASAP. I hate it when people make everything into wide bodies. Alex, you may have more insight as to how much Brett further can push that setup. I just see it starting to peak. I can't say too much. I know enough. I think it's done in its current configuration unless they find a way of mitigating certain components that are starting to show failure points. Dude, that's all I'm going to say. Their program is badass. So for me to say anything negative is a leap. I mean, but, there are certain things that are eventually going to start rearing their ugly head, and I think they've reached that point. Only Mustang 2 that was ever meh was the Monroe Handler. My car is probably ugly to some people. That car is mierda. I don't like it at all. That Fox has dead cow eyes. Absolutely. Mine is flared, but not full wide body like that. Tony Nelson says, is it realistic to run around on front skinnies? Don't want to be an only rears guy. I have front skinnies, but I don't drive far. I don't drive a lot like highway. I drive just kind of like, see, Florida's built kind of weird. You can go like 70 on a side street. Like, it's not just a highway, and side streets have 5 lanes. So, you know, I will do a lot of driving on skinnies. I have the big 28-inch skinnies on Donnie, and that feels great. It has radials. But the blue car, Section 8, has Mickey Thompson ET Street skinnies, and they're soft. So I think those will wear kind of fast. I'm the period correct guy. I'm the period correct idiot doing a 5.4 swap in a new edge. You are psychotic. Hey, Theo, you know what they're putting in the Toro engine? Check him out. He made a post. Don't know what you're talking about. Brett is supposed to be going to Jessel Rockers because the stockers are starting to fail. There you go. You said it. I didn't. I'm in the process of doing a Coyote swap on my 01 for my paralyzed son. Frank at PBH is awesome. Oh, Pezzo. Yes. He'll help you out. I think if you want a reliable engine that probably doesn't sound great, it's tough to beat the Coyote. I know you're going to get Coyote sound, whereas a 2-valve sounds awesome because the muffler's in the middle of the car, or a 4-valve sounds awesome. But I want that 30 miles a gallon, 8,000 RPM, pulls like a freight train. I mean, it's hard to beat a Coyote if you have a Mustang. Now, do I think, you know, small block Fords have their place? Do I think 4-valves have their place? Sure. But for my money, the way the Coyote is now supported in the aftermarket, I wouldn't look at anything but a Coyote. Lois says, which even if they are just starting to run into issues with the block or something like that, says a lot considering that's a deep car into the 6s. I wish the car went 5s with all stock stuff, but like it's not worth, you know, risking something. You know, it's not worth risking getting hurt or running into issues. Like you saw what happened at Texas 2K. They said that they had running on 7 cylinders, and I can't imagine going down the track on 7 cylinders was good for that motor. So, you know, if they're having, you know, let's say valve train issues, then to mitigate those is going to be a engineering feat, because now, like you said, now you have mitigated the valve train issue, and it becomes a trickle down effect. Okay, now the valve train is stable. Does that then make something else unstable? So it'll be interesting to see what they find and what weak links come up the further they get into that program. It's a badass program, and for the people that doubted the Coyote, Brett's and Senior's car, hell, look at the 6R80. The 6R80 has never broken because the weakness of weak point of the transmission, except the input shaft. Once everything was made of billet, the 6R80 itself has been phenomenal. The case broke because of a driveline misalignment. Cases broke because of driveline misalignments. So the transmission is badass. It's just, and I think that's why the Lunds hesitate to like take it out of the car. Because they're like, why? Now you're starting to see that, you know, the car's heavy, making big power, and that eventually is going to have another trickle down effect. 3-link, shooting for a 1.0, the track has to be stupid tight, and it's 3,300 pounds. You know, like what are we doing? That power level where it's running 6.6 at 218. Now let's say that car weighs 2,600. What the fuck you think that car's gonna run? 224, 223, 640, high 30s? Come on, stop it. Do you have any tips on anyone driving with bi-ply rears and skinnies in the first time? You won't have many issues, Amir here, because you have mitigated the sway by putting a skinny in the front. Phil Fett says, I run around on skinnies all the time. And SR's occasionally driving to my M&H bias front runners with no problems. Just pray for no rain and have Radio Pro on the back. Brett is 0.3 off the AccuFab numbers, looks like. Wow. Brett Lasala posted a new engine that is going into the car named Toro. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with that. I have no idea. Literally have no idea. What do you think about the 2014 10 to 14 GT500? Something I can daily but make a 9-second pass. Good luck making a 9-second pass on a GT500 that isn't really worked up. Really worked up. Like, you can make a 9-second pass on a 13, 14 GT500 with 410s. 2.4 upper, 15% lower, headers, E85 cams, and hope the transmission goes into gear. Those Mod Mat shirts were nice gym shirt. Mod Mat? Alex had it and budget, but yes, I'd like a Coyote car. Definitely a little jealous of Chris Simple's car. I know him personally. Yeah, he's Kyle, 1320 video Kyle. Unless that's EPA. It's probably EPA also. Jamie Easton, I was about to say, what about what Brett and Senior have done is out of this world. I've never thought a Coyote platform would go this far. Unreal. Forget that. What about the 6R80? It's now being controlled with Motec, and it's like, oh, chilling. So I had a customer today say, Alex, what would you do? A Turbo 400 or an 8-second? Or for an 8-second car, would you go Turbo 400 or 6R80? I'm a 6R80. If you have a 10R80, you're fucked. You got to go Turbo 400 because you can't shove a 6R80 in there unless you're looking to spend $15,000 to $20,000 in Motec and wiring the whole motherfucker up. Would headers, no cats, void my warranty? No tune. Yes. Yeah. I would think so, right? Don't you think that if a guy wanted to be an asshole and you had a warranty claim and he gets under it and there's no cats on it, he's like, car's modified. I don't know. That's a good one. It all depends on the service advisor, writer, or whatever, and the tech, I would think. Cabin air filter says, Corsa makes a double X for the Coyote. Double X removes the clap sound from the sound wave. Okay. Fortune GT, SET, Bam, and Luntune. Jesus Christ. 93 and 85 and 16 and 18. Bam and Luntune. Okay, got it. Has a booster pump. 3.3 pulley. Nope. 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 Who the fuck tuned you on E85, a 3.3 pulley? Who the fuck tuned you on E85 and a 3.3 pulley on a BAP? On a BAP. Ain't no way we tuned you on E85 and a BAP. Ain't no way. Has a boosted pump and the stupid wastegate setup. Quits pulling before 1320. Yeah, no shit. It's wastegated. Alex, what's the sweet spot for HP meets reliability? 800. 800 sweet spot. Would Lund ever consider going all on the Fox? No, they don't care about going all out on a Foxbody. They went all out on an S550. Phil Fez, they went all out on an S550. Wait until you see the Blue Goose. Surprised you didn't pull up a video of the poop truck convoys leaving Dubai. Boy, thank you very much. So a lot of you last episode heard me say that the Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in Dubai. Poop trucks. Oh my God. 3 years ago. I wasn't kidding. You guys thought I was kidding about that? Check it out.
This is Dubai's conga line of poo from 2009. The viral video, along with some lazy reporting, perpetuated a myth that the Burj Khalifa has no sewage system due to budget issues during the financial crisis. The truth is actually stranger, and ends in some controversy. Because it wasn't the Burj Khalifa that didn't have sewer infrastructure. It was most of the buildings in Dubai. This daily
Most of the buildings in Dubai don't have
poop. A few years ago, a video surfaced on YouTube depicting a large number of trucks carrying the human waste of Dubai. These trucks were also carrying human waste.
Bro, don't talk to me about Dubai.
Collected from the large building, the Burj Khalifa itself, and other major centers. To have a better understanding of the problem.
Yeah, let's just. So this building does not have like sewage going to a waste management facility. But it sure as fuck has a conga line of poop trucks.
Each day, or a larger one every other day. Replicate that across the city, and that's why you have lines of trucks ferrying the stuff away daily. Sometimes the truck has to remain in the queue for more than 24 hours before it gets a chance to dump the waste. With time, as the city continues to progress in terms of construction.
Dude, you're not going to catch me dead there. Come to Dubai, fuck many wives, no problem. It smells like shit here. No, well, of course it does. It doesn't smell like shit in your area? No, it doesn't smell like shit anywhere where I live. Oh, then how do you get poop? Stop it. Joking if advantage against using a BAP on 85 with even a Detroit 400. Exactly. I'm 100% waiting for the Blue Goose. CDL driver myself. Wonder how much those poop drivers make. I'm thinking about 6R80 in my car. Maybe do the same thing as a Senior's Cobra. Y'all could tune that because of Coyote ECU, right? Correct. We can do that. What to say here? Dude, Bama tune, not there, brother. Okay, got it. Where the fuck are they going to? Sewage, like a treatment facility. They don't have it plumbed directly to the treatment facility. RGGT says, I was arguing with my coworker about how gay it is to attend Truck October Madness. Any comebacks you could think of? It's no different than being in Mustang Week. Like, did you go to Mustang Week and you thought that was cool? Did you go to Mud Butts 38 and get a bunch of White Claws and saw a bunch of guys in their side-by-sides go through a bounty hole? Bounty hole. Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck that was. I'll be honest with you. I'm like, bounty hole? What's a bounty hole? It's a hole full of mud that if you get across it, you like make money? And I'm like, bounty hole. Dubai is a giant facade. I agree. Who needs municipal sewer when you can have municipal septic? Imagine that building having a mile drop of straight vertical sewage without staggering the pipes. Indians would have a good use for that poop when it comes to cooking. The plague going to make a comeback in the Burj Khalifa. And now we know how the Dubai chocolate is made. It's a fugazi. Fugaz. It's a fake. It's not genuine. Like a watch. Got a 350 lift out. What PMAS do you recommend? Just staying NA, the only PMAS. The 120. If they do hand sign, okay, if they do the hand sign to rev muffler delete trucks, then it's already gay enough to avoid. I thought poop went on girls' chest, says Alfredo Diaz. Poop trucks, lots of men cross into my bounty hole. They also have bounty hills. You know, good for you. I'm just not going. That's all. That's all. Look, you make fun of, I make fun of salsa classes. Like if your girlfriend wants to take salsa lessons, she's banging the instructor. She's banging the instructor. Bet me. Come on. I've been around the block. Look, I told you the story where I was dating a girl. She was Russian. Not the make me dirty. Not that one. But I was dating a girl. She was Russian. Tall, blonde, blue eyes. The Holy Grail. It's true. And she loved going to salsa socials. I'm like, what's a salsa social? And she's like, well, we just go to a place and dance. And usually what happens is you want to dance with another person that's a good dancer so you look good together. You know what I mean? You want to like show off your dancing skills so you look good together. Then I said, wait a minute, isn't that like a sensual, close thing? She goes, yeah, but it's not sexual. I go, really? So you're telling me the instructor has not had sex with multiple students? Oh, yeah, that happens all the time. Okay, so it's sexual. No, it's not sexual. Cool. So we talked for like, we went on like 2 dates. No banging. No. Then all of a sudden, midnight, I get a text from homegirl. I'm up. I was watching like Star Trek The Next Generation. I was watching the episode where Data, his head showed up back in San Francisco like 500 years ago, and they had to go back in time because there was these like snake things that were sucking people's souls and making, and like staying alive. So they had to go back in time to San Francisco. Trekkies are like, I remember that episode. So she texts me, she said, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm up. She goes, I want to blow you. And I was like, I'm not going to be like, why? I'm like, okay. No problem. I'm like, why don't we go all the way? No, I just want to blow you. And I was like, damn. All right. Better than nothing. You coming to my place? No, I don't want to go to your place because if I go to your place, we're going to go all the way. I'm like, right. She goes, let's just meet somewhere. I'm like, let's just meet somewhere? Yeah. Danny's parking lot. She had a nice car. A Q something. Nice. I was snitching like a motherfucker. Anyway, she just needed to do that. And I was like, what happened? She goes, I don't know. I was just dancing and I got all hot. Oh, I thought you said it wasn't sexual. So just like I don't give a fuck about sausage socials, just like I don't give a fuck about bounty holes, mud butts, bounty hills, drag racing in a high capacity, I don't care. I just want nothing to do with it. I'm good. Any dating channel updates? What about sus girl from the gym? No, sus girl from the gym. I got a good look at her today. She's looking good, but she's young, and I'm like, I'm good because what the fuck are you gonna talk about? What are you gonna talk? Trust me, you got to talk. You got to talk eventually. Rad Dad, facade is the English translation of facade is. They're both correct. Gotcha. She wants salsa lessons. I'll break out the tomatoes and cilantro and show her how to make it. These hoes be trifling. 1320 Didio Me whole life from the Midwest corn smugglers. Wow. Tom Brady, old lady, was banging her martial arts teacher. Exactly. Anytime your girl has a fucking male teacher teaching or something in close proximity, trifling ass bib. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I don't know how we got on that tangent, but it's a good time. So we talked about how Ford, to try to counteract the tariffs, gave everyone employee pricing. And then they actually posted something on Instagram saying that they assemble the most vehicles in the United States, and then had a disclaimer saying, by the way, we actually use foreign parts to assemble everything here. Pretty psychotic stuff. And what was the other one? The other thing we talked about, I think that's it. Oh, and please, guys, if you're a company that makes products and we look at you as a place, like a place from authority, please lay off of the jokes. Stop engaging. Post shit that's going to help me determine if this is good for my build. Useful shit. Stop trying to be your friend. Come from a place of authority. Run a business like a business. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll be back on Sunday morning. Hang out a little bit. I'm going to be going to Naples Saturday to pick up the motor. So I'll do that as a video. I'll be picking up, because I've always told you guys to go get yourself an Illuminator or an FFRE motor, nothing in between. So I'm going to take my own advice and head over to Naples, 2 hours away, bring some money and get an Illuminator. I'll show you everything. I'll take everything apart. I made one of the garages just a workshop, so no cars are in there, because I needed the room and space to be able to work on everything there. So no cars are going to go in there. I'm going to cycle cars back and forth from the other 2 bays, and that seems to be the best way to do it. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on Sunday morning for the Peasant Chat. We'll talk to the poor people then and hang out. Have a good rest of your night. I'll see you.